I guess I'm the chair, so I'll present myself, you know who I am. So, as I've said in the opening, today we are celebrating, it's a day to celebrate. So I've talked already about these two great achievements. And therefore, it's also a good moment to pause and think about the past, the present, and the future. So in this short talk, I will review some key moments and a bit about the history of the group. And to start, we could ask where do we come from. So as it was said already in this opening session, the group was unofficially founded in the fall 2010 when I joined the University of Aveiro. It was co-founded with Alexandre Correia. He was working on celestial mechanics and astrophysics. He had been here for 5 years. Actually, he got the previous position I also applied to because I was very arrogant saying that I could teach many things. And the gravity and astrophysics connection supported this sort of synergy between us, although he didn't work in general relativity, I didn't work in celestial mechanics. So we called the group Gravitation at Aveiro, Gravitation at Aveiro, Graph. And yeah, so it stuck like that. There was a clear goal to create a group, to get people, to get funding, to create dynamics, but above all, to promote a scientific environment that could foster the development of top research. And the vision that you don't do top research nowadays alone. Most of the interesting things are done in synergy. But it took a while to actually jumpstart the group. The webpage was created only about a year afterwards. This is the first post in the webpage. Actually, it's a retracted news. You might remember the superluminal neutrinos. And it took a while because we were very busy with teaching. There's a heavy load of teaching here at Aveiro University. It's a problem in the Portuguese academic system, as you all know. And we were teaching, both of us, like 12 hours per week, and this was a lot. But anyway, 1 year was in fact the time it took to start having what one could call a group. So in 2011, a bunch of people joined the group. I'm focusing here only on the strong gravity part. There was also the part of Alexandre's subgroup, let's call it. So Marco Sampaio, Carmen Rebelo, 2 postdocs, 2 PhD students, Flávio Coelho and Miguel Zilhão, 1 student from Aveiro, João Souza, and 1 student that came from abroad and then became a PhD student, Mengji Wang. And I'm very happy that you'll have testimonies from Flávio and Marco, and of course from Miguel later. And then in the next few years, a few people at a steady pace joined the group, and some of them became quite influential for the future of the group. So in 2012, when Carlos Herdeiro came with his own money. In 2013, Eugene Adu joined at the end of the year. And then 2014, António Moraes, also Pedro Cunha, Alexandre Pombo, that's also here today. So lots of people that stuck, like many of them stayed for quite a long time, even until today. And then it was possible to start having activities. I've always emphasized that the importance of these. We should have regular seminars, regular journal clubs. People should talk. People should discuss ideas. So this is one of the first seminars in 2012. By then, we had a regular program, some international meetings. We started leading a network that became very important, the CNRHAP network. The first global meeting of the network was here in 2012. And also going around to spread the gospel of our work. Indeed, I've always thought it was very important to show what you do. And not only to do it, you have to show what you do. And you have to get networking. That's how science works. So, in fact, in 2012, we had the first meeting in Brazil, in Belém do Pará, in what turned out to be a collaboration that was very, very important for the group until this very day. And I hope that Luís Crispim is still hearing, and he will, I guess, be glad to hear that. And we'll have testimonies from Luís, from Rolf Jr. and from Carolina Benon, people that came here, and that was because of this collaboration. But we were not only traveling and going around, I mean, we were working very hard. So in these first 4 years, about 100 papers were published, counting all areas of graph, not only the strong gravity. And that gives about 25 papers per year, which was a lot for the dimension of the group. And some high-profile results, these are 2 of them. So these are 2 PRLs that were published within this period. This is, I still find it an amazing result. Very, very surprising. And of course, this one you know, which was a very influential result for the future of our group, opening a new area of research and also for the community, or at least some part of the community. By then, also the young people that were in the group started to, have their own success. The first PhD thesis by Miguel, whom I had suggested to work in numerical relativity, which turned out, I think, to be a good suggestion. Then a couple of PhD students that got awards, Flavio, Mengji, we'll also hear about Mengji today. Very glad, he's a professor now at a university in China. And the first person in the group that got a permanent position outside was Juan Carlos Herdeiro, that got a permanent position first in Guadalajara and then at the UNAM in Mexico City. Well, actually in Guadalajara. And the group was started to be present in some high-profile international meetings. This is a meeting that was organized within the NRHEP network that was in Ole Miss in Mississippi, in the US. It was from this meeting that this famous review paper came out that now has over 1,500 citations. Meeting in Cambridge, you might know this gentleman over there, and some meetings here as well that were being organized here in Aveiro, bringing a lot of people. So it is, I think, fair to say that by 2014 the group was well established. People knew in the community that there was a graduate group here at the University of Aveiro. And then in 2015, things changed, I would say for the better, even. First of all, we, as you heard, we were asked to move our research unit here in the University of Aveiro and integrate SIDMA. So GRAV, that was an unofficial sort of group in our previous research unit, becomes an official group now of a funded research unit by FCP. And this is the Gravitational Geometry and Dynamics group of SIDMA. And I should say that despite this discussion you've heard from Professor Lucia, we've always felt very welcome to SIDMA. Very welcome to this day, and I'm very thankful personally for the support of SIDMA. And the year 2015 was also the centennial of general relativity, and there was a sort of positive feeling in the air. In fact, there was a lot of celebrations worldwide. We've created a society, the Portuguese Society for Relativity and Gravitation this year because, we felt that it was right. There was community, there was activity, it was important. And there was this positive feeling, and in fact, the field was about to explode in a sense. And this was a lot because of that, which you know what it is, and in the subsequent years, also that, and many other developments. So the field was about to explode. And the impact, the work, and the recognition of the work of our group also exploded. From 2015 to 2025, the group published over 400 papers, including 18 PRLs. This is just a sample of 8 of them, but I could put another page like this and that wouldn't be enough. Including some results, not necessarily these ones, but these are some examples that helped shape the field to some extent because they got some recognition and they led to a lot of subsequent work. And this was recognized, well, in bibliometrics, which of course is not the most important thing, but it says something that people are, working on the follow-up of what you've done to some extent. So I wouldn't have imagined that you would get so many papers with over 500 citations 10 years ago. And related to that, and not only these works, but many others, there was a lot of recognitions to young people in the field, awards of several kinds, and even the people that have left the group, like Jay, went to ESA, and he was doing in ESA things related to activities that came from the group, and that's very interesting. And this recognition came also here in the university. And this award that was given to me in 2023, in fact, it's an award to the group. It's really an award to the group. And you would say, well, this is a perfect story, but actually there's a lot of details, and especially one that's very non-trivial. So, in fact, this period here divides into 2 periods. In this period, the group kind of stabilized. Not many people joined the group because there was a backbone that was strong and not many people were joining anymore. But then the group almost collapsed in 2018. And that's because the 2 permanent members of the group left. Because they got better positions. And it was only because of an effort that was not discussed here, but by the people that were here, some of them, that it was possible to continue the group, because one of us was hired shortly afterwards, and this allowed the group not only to not collapse, but to start reconstructing it and consolidating. And the following period, from 2019 to 2025, despite the pandemic and all that happened, the group grew considerably, with over 40 people joining the group, and some of them rejoining. But of course, consolidation, what means in the Portuguese academic system, maybe not in other academic systems, is that you have to have faculty positions, because it's not possible for a group to be that large and not have many faculty positions. And in 2022, it was possible to finally give a faculty position to Eugene, long deserved, more than deserved. And this very year, there was a lot of things happening. So first of all, the integration of the members from the Algarve. We have here Pausa. And so 3 members, they were, of course, faculty members already in the Algarve, but they joined our group and joined SIDMA. And then it was possible to have 2 other permanent positions here at the University of Aveiro for Miguel and for Pedro. I put also here Antonio, that got a permanent position, but not here at the University of Aveiro, and he actually left our group, but he's just a collaborator, but he's one of those collaborators that will keep on being a collaborator and represents the high energy physics part of the group, and this is a very important collaboration. So I've probably talked too much already. So in terms of the future, well, I don't have much to say because predictions are very difficult, especially about the future. Someone said that, right? So, but some thoughts. Well, our research field is still thriving. This is clear. There will be opportunities. You have to pay attention. I cannot tell you what the opportunities will be, but there will be. That's one. The group has collected a very interesting number of technical expertises. This is clear. But it's what you do with them that matters. And we have to use them wisely and in synergies. Many of the great contributions come from that. So, and this goes within the group and beyond. We shouldn't limit ourselves. And of course, I mean, AI is here to stay, and it's not very wise to compete with machines. It's probably more important and better and more wise to learn how to think with them. Maybe in 10 years, we will all be not needing money, like Musk says, I don't know, but for the time being, we still need it, so we have really to do our side. And moreover, one of the things that I've always characterized the group, and many people that have left the group have told this to me, it has a good atmosphere. So you spend more time here than perhaps at home. Keep it friendly, keep it in a good atmosphere. This is very important. It's better to work with the people that you enjoy being with and in a place that you enjoy being in. And finally, I guess, connect to society. And this could be in many different ways. I mean, you can do outreach, you can produce content, then you can give lectures, courses to all kinds of public. You can sell your knowledge, but connect to society. We cannot be in our ivory towers. That time is gone. Okay, and with that, I think that what I would like to tell you is that to thank you all for your role in GRAPH, and thank you all for being here. Thank you very much. Well, this is not supposed to have questions, this said even because we are very late, I guess. But there will be plenty of time to discuss over lunch, over dinner. So we should move on, I guess, to the next session. Is Victor already online?